Angela stood frozen in the doorway of her bedroom, her heart pounding so hard she could hear it in her ears. There, on her bed, sat her best friend Vanessa and her fiancé Jae-min, their hands intertwined, their faces inches apart. The shopping bags Angela had been carrying crashed to the floor. Wedding magazines scattered everywhere like fallen leaves. Vanessa started, her eyes wide with panic. But Angela couldn't hear anything else. The room started spinning. Her best friend, her fiancé, together, on her bed. The same friend who had been helping her plan every single detail of her wedding for the past 6 months. How long has this been going on? If you want to find out what happens next, subscribe, share, and comment. And where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments. If you're listening right now, help me prove something wrong. My mother said I wouldn't even reach 1,000 subscribers, but I believe stories like this deserve to be heard. Help me show her that these tales matter. Let me take you back to where it all started. Back when Angela thought she was the luckiest girl in the world. It was a sunny Saturday morning in Chicago, and Angela was practically dancing around her apartment. She couldn't stop looking at the beautiful ring on her finger, a simple gold band with a small diamond that sparkled in the sunlight. Jae-min had proposed to her 3 days ago at their favorite restaurant, and Angela still felt like she was floating on a cloud. "Girl, I need to call Vanessa," Angela said to herself, reaching for her phone. Vanessa Williams had been Angela's best friend since college. They met during freshman year at Howard University, when they were assigned as roommates. Both were black girls from different parts of the country, Angela from Chicago, Vanessa from Atlanta, and they clicked instantly. Vanessa was funny, bold, and fiercely loyal. Or at least, that's what Angela thought. Vanessa helped Angela navigate college life. They stayed up late talking about their dreams, their fears, and their hopes for the future. They pledged the same sorority. They graduated together. When college ended, they promised to stay best friends forever. And they did. Now, 5 years later, they still talked almost every day. Vanessa worked as a marketing manager at a tech startup downtown. Angela worked as a teacher at an elementary school. They had brunch together every Sunday without fail. Angela pressed the call button, and Vanessa answered on the second ring. "Hello." Vanessa's voice came through, cheerful as always. "He proposed." Angela screamed into the phone. "What?" "Angela." "Oh my God." Vanessa screamed back. "Tell me everything. Right now. Don't leave out any details." Angela giggled and launched into the story. She told Vanessa about the candlelit dinner, the way Jae-min got down on one knee, the way her hands shook when she said yes. She described the ring in detail, the tears that rolled down her cheeks, the applause from the other people in the restaurant. "I'm so happy for you," Vanessa said, and Angela could hear the smile in her voice. "Jae-min is such a good man. He treats you like a queen." "I know," Angela sighed happily. "I still can't believe this is real. I keep looking at my ring to make sure I'm not dreaming." "When is the wedding? Have you thought about it?" Vanessa asked. "We're thinking maybe 6 months from now," Angela said. "Small and simple. Nothing too fancy. Just our close friends and family." There was a pause. Then Vanessa said something that would change everything, though Angela didn't know it yet. "Let me help you plan it," Vanessa offered. "Please. I would love to help make your special day perfect. We can do it together." Angela's heart warmed. "Really? You would do that?" "Of course. You're my best friend. Your wedding should be amazing, and I want to help make it happen." "Vanessa, you're the best," Angela said, her eyes getting watery. "I don't know what I did to deserve a friend like you." If only Angela knew the truth then. If only she could see what was coming. 2 weeks later, Angela, Jae-min, and Vanessa sat around Angela's dining table. The table was covered with wedding magazines, color samples, venue brochures, and a laptop showing different wedding cake designs. "Okay, so I made a list of everything we need to decide," Vanessa said, pulling out a beautiful notebook. Angela noticed it had elegant handwriting. Vanessa's handwriting was always so pretty. "First, we need to pick a venue. Then a date. Then we work on everything else, the dress, the flowers, the food, the music." "Sounds good," Jae-min said, smiling. He put his arm around Angela's shoulders. "Whatever my beautiful bride wants, she gets." Angela blushed and leaned into him. She loved when he called her his bride. Vanessa watched them, and something flickered across her face, something Angela couldn't quite read. But it disappeared so quickly. Angela thought she must have imagined it. "I found 3 possible venues," Vanessa continued, turning her laptop to show them. This one is a garden venue with beautiful flowers everywhere. This one is a fancy hotel ballroom. And this one is a small chapel by the lake. Angela leaned forward to look. Oh, the garden one is gorgeous. That's my favorite too, Vanessa said. And Jae-min, what do you think? Jae-min studied the pictures carefully. I like the garden. It feels romantic. Natural. Perfect for Angela. Vanessa's smile got bigger. Great minds think alike. I'll call them tomorrow to schedule a visit. We can go see it together. For the next hour, they talked about colors. Angela wanted lavender and white, flowers, roses and lilies, and music, a mix of R&B and soft jazz. Vanessa wrote down everything in her notebook, asking questions, making suggestions, and keeping them organized. You're so good at this, Angela told her friend. You should be a professional wedding planner. Vanessa laughed. Maybe in another life. But for now, I'm happy just helping my best friend. When Jae-min got up to use the bathroom, Vanessa leaned closer to Angela. You know, I'm really happy you found someone like Jae-min, Vanessa said softly. He's handsome, successful, and he clearly loves you so much. I know, Angela said, feeling her cheeks warm. Sometimes I wonder how I got so lucky. You deserve it, Vanessa said, reaching out to squeeze Angela's hand. You're one of the kindest people I know. You deserve all the happiness in the world. Angela squeezed back, feeling grateful. Thank you for being here, for helping with all of this. It means everything to me. What Angela didn't see was the way Vanessa's eyes lingered on the bathroom door, where Jae-min had disappeared. She didn't notice how Vanessa's smile changed when Jae-min wasn't looking. She didn't catch the hungry, longing look that crossed her friend's face. She didn't see any of it. 3 days later, Angela, Jae-min, and Vanessa drove out to see the garden venue. It was about 30 minutes outside the city, surrounded by trees and flowers and peaceful quiet. When they arrived, Angela gasped. It was even more beautiful in person. There were roses of every color, red, pink, yellow, white. There were stone pathways winding through the gardens. There was a white gazebo where the ceremony would take place. And there was a large tent area for the reception with twinkling lights hanging from the ceiling. It's perfect, Angela whispered, tears filling her eyes. It's like a fairy tale. Jae-min wrapped his arms around her from behind. You're going to look like a princess here. The venue coordinator, a nice older woman named Mrs. Chun, showed them around. She explained the different packages, the catering options, and the timeline for the day. And your wedding planner can coordinate with us on all the details, Mrs. Chun said, looking at Vanessa. Oh, I'm not a professional planner, Vanessa said quickly. I'm just a friend helping out. Well, you seem very organized and knowledgeable, Mrs. Chun said with a warm smile. Your friend is lucky to have you. I really am, Angela agreed, linking her arm through Vanessa's. She's the best. While Mrs. Chun talked to Angela about flower arrangements, Jae-min wandered off to take a phone call for work. Vanessa followed him, saying she wanted to check out another part of the garden. Angela was so busy discussing roses versus peonies with Mrs. Chun that she didn't think anything of it. She didn't wonder why Vanessa went with Jae-min. She didn't question it at all. She trusted them both completely. After about 15 minutes, Jae-min and Vanessa came back. Jae-min looked a bit flustered, his shirt slightly wrinkled. Vanessa's hair seemed messier than before, and her lipstick looked smudged. Everything okay? Angela asked. Yeah, work stuff, Jae-min said quickly. Just a quick call about a project. And I was taking pictures of the garden for ideas, Vanessa added, holding up her phone. The lighting is beautiful here. Angela smiled, accepting their explanations without a second thought. Great. Mrs. Chun and I were just talking about the flower budget. They spent another hour at the venue, making plans and asking questions. By the time they left, Angela had put down a deposit. The wedding was really happening. She was going to marry the man of her dreams in the most beautiful garden she'd ever seen. In the car ride home, Angela sat in the passenger seat next to Jae-min while Vanessa sat in the back. Angela was scrolling through wedding dress websites on her phone, dreaming about what she would wear. I can't wait to go dress shopping, Angela said. Vanessa, you'll come with me, right? I need your opinion. Of course, Vanessa said from the back seat. I wouldn't miss it. Angela glanced in the side mirror and caught Vanessa's eyes. Her friend was staring at the back of Jae-min's head with an expression Angela had never seen before. It was intense, almost hungry. But when Vanessa noticed Angela looking, her expression changed instantly back to her normal, friendly smile. What? Vanessa asked innocently. Nothing, Angela said, shaking her head. Just excited. She turned back to her phone, pushing away the weird feeling in her stomach. She was just being paranoid. Vanessa was her best friend. Jae-min was her fiancé. They were both helping her create the perfect wedding. Everything was fine. Everything was perfect. Or was it? Over the next few weeks, Angela threw herself into wedding planning. With Vanessa's help, everything was coming together beautifully. They picked out invitations with lavender borders. They chose a caterer who made amazing food. They found a DJ who specialized in the exact music Angela loved. But slowly, very slowly, Angela started noticing little things. Tiny things. Things so small she told herself she was being silly. Like how Vanessa always wanted to meet with Jae-min to discuss wedding details, even when Angela couldn't be there. "I have to work late tomorrow," Angela told Vanessa during one of their phone calls. "Can we reschedule the cake tasting?" "I can go with Jae-min," Vanessa offered quickly. "That way we don't lose the appointment. I'll take pictures and notes, and you can decide later." "Are you sure?" Angela asked. "I don't want to make you do all the work." "It's no problem at all," Vanessa insisted. "I'm happy to help." Angela agreed, grateful to have such a dedicated friend. Or like how Jae-min started mentioning Vanessa more and more in conversations. "Vanessa thinks we should do a champagne toast instead of a wine toast," Jae-min would say. "Vanessa suggested this song for our first dance." Vanessa found a great photographer. At first, Angela appreciated it. Vanessa was doing such a good job helping them. Of course, Jae-min would mention her. But after a while, it started to feel like too much. Like Vanessa was becoming part of their relationship in a way that felt uncomfortable. One night, Angela was lying in bed next to Jae-min. He was scrolling through his phone, smiling at something on the screen. "What's so funny?" Angela asked, snuggling closer. Jae-min quickly locked his phone. "Nothing, just a work meme." "Can I see?" "It's not that funny, actually," Jae-min said, setting his phone face down on the nightstand. "How was your day?" Angela described her day teaching her second-grade class, but part of her mind was still on that phone. On Jae-min's reaction. On how quickly he locked it. She was being paranoid again, wasn't she? It was a regular Thursday afternoon. Angela had left school early because she wasn't feeling well, just a headache and some nausea. She decided to go home, take some medicine, and rest. She texted Jae-min, heading home early. "Not feeling great. Love you." He texted back, "Feel better, baby. I'll bring you soup later." She smiled at his message. He was so thoughtful. Angela drove home, took some pain medicine, and decided to take a short nap. But before lying down, she realized she had forgotten to pick up her wedding magazines from her car. She had been showing them to her coworkers at lunch. She went back downstairs and grabbed the shopping bags from her trunk. When she came back up to her apartment, she heard voices inside. Strange, she thought. I didn't think Jae-min had a key. But when she opened the door, what she saw made her blood run cold. Jae-min and Vanessa were standing in her living room, standing very close together. Too close. Jae-min's hand was touching Vanessa's cheek. Vanessa's eyes were closed, her face tilted up toward his. They jumped apart when they heard the door. "Angela," Jae-min said, his eyes wide. "I thought you were at work." I came home early," Angela stammered, her mind struggling to process what she was seeing. What are you doing here? Both of you?" "I was just," Vanessa started. "Vanessa had some wedding samples to show me," Jae-min interrupted. "We were just looking at them." But Angela saw no samples. No papers. No wedding anything. Just her fiancé and her best friend, standing too close, looking guilty. "I should go," Vanessa said quickly, grabbing her purse. "Angela, I'll call you later." She rushed out of the apartment before Angela could say another word. Angela stood there, the shopping bags still in her hands, staring at Jae-min. "What was that?" she asked quietly. "What was what?" Jae-min said, but he wouldn't meet her eyes. "You were touching her face," Angela said, her voice getting stronger. "You were standing so close to her." "Angela, you're being ridiculous," Jae-min said with a nervous laugh. Vanessa had something in her eye. "I was just helping her. That's all." "Something in her eye?" Angela repeated slowly. "Yes. Why are you making this into something it's not?" Angela wanted to believe him. She wanted to push down the sick feeling in her stomach and trust the man she was about to marry. "Okay," she said finally. "Okay." But it wasn't okay. Nothing was okay. And Angela was about to discover just how not okay everything really was. That night, Angela couldn't sleep. She lay in bed next to Jae-min, staring at the ceiling while he snored softly beside her. Her mind kept replaying the scene from earlier. Jae-min's hand on Vanessa's face, the way they jumped apart, the guilty looks in their eyes. Something in her eye. Something in her eye. Something in her eye. The words repeated in her head like a broken record. Angela wanted to believe it. She wanted to trust Jae-min. But deep in her gut, she knew something was wrong. Very wrong. She picked up her phone and opened her messages with Vanessa. Her best friend hadn't called like she said she would. In fact, Vanessa hadn't texted at all, which was unusual. They normally texted multiple times a day. Angela typed, "Hey, are you okay? You left so quickly earlier." She waited. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. Finally, 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then it appeared again. Vanessa's reply came, "I'm fine. So sorry I rushed out. I forgot I had a work deadline. Is everything okay with you? Feeling better?" Angela stared at the message. It felt fake. Too cheerful. Too normal. Like Vanessa was pretending nothing had happened. "Yeah, I'm okay," Angela typed back. "Jae-min said you had something in your eye?" Another long pause. "Oh yeah, just a piece of dust or something." Jae-min was sweet to help. "Anyway, I'm super tired. Talk tomorrow?" "Sure. Good night." "Good night." Angela set her phone down and turned to look at Jae-min. In the dim light from the street lamp outside, she studied his face. The face she loved. The face she thought she knew everything about. "Who are you really?" she thought. "And what aren't you telling me?" Angela woke up to find Jae-min already gone. He usually left early for work, but he always kissed her goodbye. This morning, there was just a note on the kitchen counter. Had to leave early. Big meeting. Love you. Angela made herself coffee and sat at the dining table, still feeling uneasy. She opened her laptop to check her email and saw something that made her heart skip a beat. It was an email confirmation from the garden venue. But it wasn't addressed to her. It was forwarded from Vanessa's email address. The subject line read, "Venue visit confirmation, Jae-min and Vanessa, Saturday 2 p.m. Jae-min and Vanessa? Angela's hands started shaking. Why were they going to the venue together? Without her? They had already visited the venue. They had already put down a deposit. Why would they need to go back? She grabbed her phone and called Vanessa. "Hello." Vanessa answered, sounding breathless. "Hey, I got a weird email," Angela said, trying to keep her voice steady. "It says you and Jae-min have a venue visit on Saturday?" There was silence on the other end. "Vanessa." "Oh, yes," Vanessa said quickly. "I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you. The venue coordinator wanted to discuss some changes to the tent setup. You mentioned you had that teacher training on Saturday, so Jae-min and I said we'd go check it out for you." Angela had completely forgotten about the training. It was true. She did have a mandatory workshop this Saturday. "You didn't have to do that," Angela said slowly. "We could have rescheduled. We didn't want to lose the date," Vanessa explained. "You know how busy wedding season gets." Mrs. Chun said Saturday was the only time she could meet this week. It made sense. It all made perfect sense. So why did Angela feel like she was being lied to? "Okay," Angela said. "Thanks for handling it." "Of course. That's what friends are for. I'll take tons of pictures and send them to you." After they hung up, Angela sat there holding her phone, that sick feeling in her stomach growing stronger and stronger. She opened Instagram and went to Vanessa's profile. Vanessa posted often. Pictures of her brunch, her outfits, her marketing projects, selfies with Angela. Angela scrolled back through the past few weeks, looking for. She wasn't sure what. Then she saw it. A post from 2 weeks ago. It was a picture of a fancy restaurant. The same restaurant where Jae-min had taken Angela for their anniversary last month. Vanessa had posted it with the caption, "Best steak in the city." Angela's heart started pounding. She remembered that night. Jae-min had come home late from work, saying he had to finish a project. Around the same time Vanessa posted that picture. It's just a coincidence, Angela told herself. Lots of people go to that restaurant. But her hands were already moving, scrolling further back. 3 weeks ago, a picture of a movie theater. The same theater where Jae-min said he went to see an action movie with his coworker. 4 weeks ago, a picture of a coffee shop. The same coffee shop Jae-min always went to on Sunday mornings when Angela was at church. 5 weeks ago, a picture of. Angela's phone slipped from her hands and clattered onto the table. It was a picture of a man's hand holding a coffee cup. You couldn't see the face, but Angela recognized that watch. That bracelet. Those fingers. They were Jae-min's hands. The caption said, "Coffee dates are the best dates." Dates? Angela's breathing got faster. Her chest felt tight. The room started spinning. No. No, no, no. This can't be happening. She picked up her phone with trembling hands and looked at the date of the post. 6 months ago. 6 months. Jae-min had proposed 3 weeks ago. Which meant this picture was from before the engagement. Before Angela had any idea Jae-min was planning to propose. Coffee dates are the best dates. Vanessa had been going on dates with Jae-min, while Angela thought she was just hanging out with her friend. While Jae-min was planning to propose to Angela, tears started rolling down Angela's face. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't think. Her best friend, her fiancé, together, for months, maybe longer. Angela called in sick to work. She couldn't go teach children when her whole world was falling apart. She spent the morning going through everything. Every text, every social media post, every memory. She opened Jae-min's laptop. He had left it at home, which he sometimes did when he had meetings all day. Angela knew his password. It was her birthday. Or maybe it's not anymore, a dark voice whispered in her head. But when she typed it in, the laptop unlocked. Angela went straight to his messages. Her heart was pounding so hard she thought it might burst out of her chest. There were normal messages with his family, his co-workers, and his friends. And then she saw it. A conversation with Vanessa. Hundreds and hundreds of messages. Angela clicked on it, and her whole world crumbled. Jae-min, I can't stop thinking about last night. Vanessa, me neither. But we have to be more careful. Angela almost saw us at the venue. Jae-min, I know. This is getting harder. Maybe we should just tell her. Vanessa, no. Not yet. After the wedding deposits are non-refundable, then we can tell her. That way she won't cancel everything out of anger. Jae-min, you're right. You're always right. I love you. Vanessa, I love you too. I can't wait until we don't have to hide anymore. Angela's hands were shaking so badly she could barely hold the laptop. She scrolled up, reading more messages. They went back months. Almost a whole year. Pictures they had sent each other. Selfies of them together when Angela thought they were in different places. Messages about sneaking around. Messages about lying to Angela. Messages about how they felt bad but couldn't help their feelings. And then Angela saw the worst message of all. It was from Vanessa, sent 2 months ago. Vanessa, do you think you'll actually go through with marrying her? Or will you call it off before the wedding? Jae-min, I don't know. Part of me thinks I should. But Angela is so sweet and she loves me so much. I don't want to hurt her. Plus, calling off a wedding is so messy. Maybe it's easier to just go through with it, and then we can be together secretly after. Vanessa, I don't want to be the other woman forever, Jae-min. Jae-min, you won't be. I promise. Give me time to figure this out. I love you more than anything. Angela slammed the laptop shut. She ran to the bathroom and threw up. Her fiancé was planning to marry her while having an affair with her best friend. They were using her, playing with her feelings, making her plan a wedding that Jae-min might not even go through with. And Vanessa, sweet, loyal, sisterly Vanessa, had been lying to her face for months, helping her plan a wedding to a man Vanessa was sleeping with. Angela sank to the bathroom floor and cried harder than she had ever cried in her life. After hours of crying, something inside Angela changed. The sadness turned into anger. Hot, burning anger. They thought they could play her? They thought she was stupid? Angela wiped her tears and stood up. She looked at herself in the mirror, her eyes red and swollen, her face puffy from crying. No more, she said to her reflection. No more being a fool. Angela had a plan forming in her mind. A plan to catch them, to expose them, to make them pay for what they had done. She picked up her phone and texted Vanessa. Hey, want to come over tonight? I want to look at bridesmaid dresses with you. Vanessa replied almost instantly. Yes. I'd love to. What time? How about 7? Perfect. See you then. Then Angela texted Jae-min. Can you come home early tonight? Around 6:30? I want to talk about the wedding cake flavors. Of course, baby. I'll be there. Angela smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. It was cold and hard. She spent the rest of the day preparing. She cleaned the apartment. She set up her phone to record in the bedroom, hidden where no one would see it. She wanted evidence. Proof of what they had been doing. At 6:15, she texted Jae-min again. Actually, can you come at 7? I'm running late. Sure thing. At 6:45, she texted Vanessa, running a bit behind. Can you come at 6:30 instead? Of course. I'm already nearby, so I'll head over now. Angela's heart was racing. Her hands were sweating. But she was ready. She was going to catch them. Together. In her apartment. And then she would decide what to do next. At exactly 6:30, there was a knock at the door. Angela opened it to find Vanessa standing there, smiling brightly, holding a bag of snacks. "I brought treats," Vanessa said cheerfully. "I thought we could make a fun night of looking at dresses." "Come in," Angela said, her voice flat. Vanessa's smile faltered slightly. "Are you okay? You sound weird." "I'm fine," Angela lied. "Just tired. Make yourself comfortable. I need to grab my laptop from the bedroom." Angela walked to the bedroom, leaving Vanessa in the living room. She stood in front of her hidden phone camera and mouthed, "It's starting." Then she heard another knock at the door. Vanessa called out, "Angela, someone's at the door. Can you get it?" Angela called back, "I'm in the bathroom." She heard Vanessa's footsteps. "I heard the door open." Heard Vanessa's gasp. "Jae-min, what are you doing here?" And Angela smiled that cold, hard smile again. "Showtime." Angela stood in the bedroom, her ear pressed against the door, listening to the conversation happening in her living room. "I thought you were meeting Angela at 7? Vanessa's voice said, sounding nervous. "She texted me to come at 6:30, Jae-min replied. "What are you doing here?" "She asked me to come at 6:32, Vanessa said slowly. There was a long pause. Angela could almost feel their panic through the door. "Do you think she knows?" Vanessa whispered. "How could she know?" Jae-min whispered back. "We've been so careful." "I don't know, but this feels like a setup. Why would she ask us both to come at the same time and then hide in the bedroom?" Angela took a deep breath. It was time. She opened the bedroom door and walked out calmly, her phone in her hand, the phone that was recording everything. "Hi, Jae-min," she said sweetly. "Hi, Vanessa. So glad you could both make it." They stood there frozen, looking like two kids caught stealing cookies. "Angela, I can explain," Jae-min started. "Explain what?" Angela asked, her voice still sweet but her eyes ice cold. "Explain why you're both here? That's easy. I invited you both. At the same time. On purpose." Vanessa's face went pale. "Angela, what's going on?" "You tell me, Vanessa," Angela said, walking closer. "You've been my best friend for 7 years. 7 years of late-night talks and supporting each other through everything. So you tell me, what's going on?" "Nothing. Nothing is going on," Vanessa said, her voice shaking. "Why are you acting so strange?" Angela turned to Jae-min. "And you? My fiancé. The man I'm supposed to marry in 3 months. The man who promised to love me forever. Do you have anything to tell me?" Jae-min's jaw clenched. "Angela, whatever you think is happening." "I don't think anything," Angela interrupted. She held up her phone. "I know everything." The color drained from Jae-min's face. "I read your messages," Angela continued, her voice getting stronger. "Every single one. For the past year. I saw the pictures. I saw the dates. I saw everything." Vanessa started crying. "Angela, please. Don't," Angela shouted, making them both jump. "Don't you dare cry right now. You don't get to cry. You don't get to be the victim here." Tears were streaming down Angela's face now too, but she didn't stop. "How long?" she demanded. "How long have you been sleeping with my fiancé, Vanessa?" Vanessa's sobs got louder. She sank onto the couch, covering her face with her hands. "Answer me," Angela screamed. 10 months, Jae-min said quietly. Angela's knees almost gave out. 10 months. "It just happened," Jae-min said weakly. "We didn't plan it." "You didn't plan it?" Angela repeated, her voice rising. "You accidentally fell into bed together? You accidentally sent hundreds of love messages? You accidentally went on dates while I thought you were working late." "Angela, I'm sorry," Vanessa sobbed. "Sorry." Angela laughed, but it was a horrible, broken sound. "You're sorry? You helped me plan my wedding to a man you were sleeping with. You sat at my table, ate my food, pretended to be my friend, all while stabbing me in the back. I didn't want to hurt you." Vanessa cried. "Then why did you do it?" Angela shouted. "Why? What did I ever do to you? I loved you like a sister. I trusted you with everything." Vanessa couldn't answer. She just kept crying. Angela turned to Jae-min. "And you? You were going to marry me while planning to be with her? You were going to stand at that altar and lie to my face." Jae-min ran his hands through his hair, looking miserable. "I didn't know what to do. I love you, Angela. I do. But I also. Don't you dare say you love me." Angela screamed. "Love doesn't do this. Love doesn't lie. Love doesn't cheat. It's complicated," Jae-min said desperately. No, it's not complicated. Angela shot back. It's simple. You're a liar and a cheater. And she, Angela pointed at Vanessa, is a snake who pretended to be my friend while destroying my life. When did it start? Angela demanded, wiping her tears angrily. I want to know everything. Every detail. You owe me that much. Jae-min and Vanessa looked at each other. Neither wanted to speak. Now, Angela shouted. Jae-min took a shaky breath. It started last year. At your birthday party. Angela felt like she'd been punched in the stomach. Her birthday party. The one Vanessa had helped organize. The one where all her friends and family came to celebrate her. We were both a little drunk, Vanessa whispered. Everyone had left. You had gone to bed early because you weren't feeling well. Jae-min and I stayed up to clean. We started talking. Really talking. About life, about dreams, about everything. And one thing led to another, Jae-min finished quietly. You kissed her at my birthday party? Angela's voice cracked. In my apartment? It was just a kiss at first, Vanessa said quickly. We both felt terrible. We promised it would never happen again. But it did, Angela said flatly. It did, Jae-min admitted. A week later, we met for coffee to talk about what happened. To figure out how to move forward. But when we saw each other again, you couldn't resist, Angela finished bitterly. How romantic. How sweet. Two people betraying someone they claimed to love. We tried to stop, Vanessa said, her voice breaking. So many times. We tried. Not hard enough, Angela spat. I wanted to tell you, Jae-min said. Multiple times. But Vanessa said, don't you dare blame this on me. Vanessa stood up suddenly, anger flashing in her eyes. You were the one who said you couldn't leave Angela because it would break her heart. You were the one who proposed to her even though you were in love with me. You told him to propose? Angela stared at Vanessa in disbelief. Vanessa's face turned red. No. I mean, it's not like that. Then what is it like? Angela demanded. Jae-min sighed heavily. I was confused. I loved you, Angela. I still do, in a way. You're kind and sweet and everything a man should want. But with Vanessa, it's different. It's passionate and exciting and… I don't want to hear this, Angela said, putting her hands over her ears. I don't want to hear how great she is compared to me. That's not what I meant, Jae-min said quickly. Yes, it is, Angela said quietly, lowering her hands. That's exactly what you meant. I'm boring. Safe. Predictable. And she's exciting. Forbidden. Worth risking everything for. No one contradicted her. The silence was deafening. Angela walked to the window and looked out at the city lights. When she spoke again, her voice was calm. Too calm. I want you both to know something, she said, not turning around. This didn't just break my heart. It destroyed my ability to trust anyone. Every friend I have now, I'll wonder if they're lying to me. Every man I date, I'll wonder if he's cheating. You didn't just betray me. You broke something inside me that might never be fixed. Angela, please, Vanessa started. I'm not finished, Angela cut her off. You both took something beautiful, our friendship, our relationship, and you poisoned it. You made me doubt myself. You made me feel like I wasn't enough. Like I was stupid for not seeing what was right in front of me. She finally turned around, and both Jae-min and Vanessa flinched at the look on her face. But you know what? Angela continued. I'm not the stupid one. You are. What do you mean? Jae-min asked. Angela smiled. I mean that I've been recording this entire conversation. Every word. Every confession. It's all on video. Vanessa's eyes went wide. You recorded us? I sure did, Angela said, holding up her phone. And you want to know the best part? I also screenshotted every single one of your messages. I backed them up to 3 different places. I have emails. I have photos. I have everything. What are you going to do with it? Jae-min asked, his voice barely a whisper. I haven't decided yet, Angela said. Maybe I'll send it to your boss, Jae-min. I'm sure your company would love to know how their employee spends his time. Lying. Cheating. Breaking people's hearts. Jae-min's face went white. Angela, please. Don't. I'll lose my job. And Vanessa, Angela continued, ignoring him. Maybe I'll post it all on social media. Let all our mutual friends see what kind of person you really are. The friend who stabs people in the back. The woman who sleeps with other women's fiancés. You wouldn't, Vanessa whispered. Wouldn't I? Angela asked. You destroyed my life. Why shouldn't I destroy yours? Because you're better than that, Vanessa said desperately. You're kind and good, Anne. I was kind and good. Angela shouted. Past tense. You two killed that version of me. This new Angela? She's angry. She's hurt. And she wants revenge. The room fell silent except for Vanessa's quiet crying. Angela took a deep breath, trying to calm herself. Here's what's going to happen. Jae-min, you're going to move out. Tonight. Right now. Pack your things and get out of my apartment. Angela. I'm not done, Angela said coldly. You're going to call everyone, your family, your friends, everyone, and you're going to tell them the wedding is off because you cheated. You're not going to make up some story about us growing apart or wanting different things. You're going to tell them the truth. Jae-min nodded slowly, looking defeated. And Vanessa, Angela turned to her former best friend. You're going to disappear from my life. Forever. No texts. No calls. No messages. If I see you on the street, you cross to the other side. Do you understand? Angela, please, Vanessa sobbed. You're my best friend. I can't lose you. You should have thought about that before you slept with my fiancé, Angela said harshly. You made your choice. Now live with it. Jae-min stood up slowly. I'll pack my things. He walked toward the bedroom, but Angela stopped him. Wait, she said. I have one question, and I want the truth. Okay, Jae-min said quietly. Did you ever really love me? Or was I just convenient? Someone to be with while you figured out what you really wanted. Jae-min was quiet for a long moment. When he finally spoke, his words shattered what was left of Angela's heart. I loved you, he said softly. But I was never in love with you. Not the way I should have been. Not the way you deserved. Angela nodded, tears streaming down her face. Thank you for finally being honest. As Jae-min went to pack, Vanessa stood up, looking broken and small. For what it's worth, Vanessa said quietly, I really am sorry. You deserved so much better than what we did to you. You're right, Angela said. I did deserve better. I deserved a real friend. A loyal friend. But instead, I got you. Vanessa flinched like she'd been slapped. She grabbed her purse and walked to the door. Before she left, she turned back one more time. I hope someday you can forgive us, she said. Angela looked at her, really looked at her, and saw a stranger. The best friend she thought she knew was gone. Maybe that person had never existed at all. Get out, Angela said quietly. Vanessa left, closing the door behind her. 20 minutes later, Jae-min emerged with 2 suitcases. He set them by the door and took off the key to Angela's apartment from his keychain. I'll come back for the rest of my stuff later, he said. When you're not home. Fine, Angela said. Jae-min stood there for a moment, like he wanted to say something else. But Angela turned away, staring out the window again. She heard the door open and close, heard his footsteps fade away down the hallway. And then she was alone. Angela sank to the floor and finally let herself fall apart completely. She cried until she had no tears left. She screamed into a pillow until her throat was raw. She felt every emotion at once: anger, sadness, betrayal, grief. But slowly, very slowly, something else started to emerge from the pain. Strength. Angela wiped her face and stood up. She looked around her apartment, the apartment she had shared with Jae-min. Tomorrow, she would start removing every trace of him. She would reclaim this space as her own. She picked up her phone and opened her contacts. She scrolled to Vanessa's name and blocked it. Then she scrolled to Jae-min's name and did the same. I'm done being the victim, Angela said out loud to her empty apartment. It's time to become a survivor. Angela stood in front of her bathroom mirror 1 week later, barely recognizing the woman staring back at her. She had cried every single tear she had. She had eaten ice cream for breakfast. She had called in sick to work 3 times. She had screamed into her pillow until her voice was hoarse. But today was different. Today, Angela woke up with a fire burning inside her chest. Not the fire of sadness or heartbreak. The fire of determination. She had spent the entire week thinking, planning, and preparing. And now, she was ready to execute the perfect plan. Angela picked up her phone and looked at the folder labeled Evidence. Inside were screenshots of every message between Jae-min and Vanessa. Videos of their confession. Photos Vanessa had posted that proved they were together. Everything she needed. But Angela wasn't going to post it all on social media like she had threatened. That would be too easy. Too quick. Too merciful. No, Angela had something much better in mind. She opened her email and started typing. The first email went to Jae-min's boss, Mr. Park. Angela had met him twice at company events, and he seemed like a strict, professional man who valued honesty and integrity. Dear Mr. Park, my name is Angela Johnson. I was engaged to your employee, Jae-min Kim, until recently. I'm writing to inform you of a situation that I believe you should be aware of. For the past 10 months, Jae-min has been having an affair with my best friend while pretending to plan our wedding. He has used company time and company resources to facilitate this relationship, including lying about work meetings to cover up his dates with her. Attached you will find evidence of his dishonesty, including messages sent during work hours and photos taken on days he called in sick to spend time with his mistress. I understand this is a personal matter, but I believe character is important in any professional setting. I thought you deserved to know the kind of person representing your company. Sincerely, Angela Johnson. Angela attached 5 carefully selected screenshots and hit send. The second email went to Vanessa's supervisor at her marketing company. Angela had done her research and found out that Vanessa's company had a strict ethics policy about workplace conduct and representing the company's values. The email was similar, with different evidence attached, including posts Vanessa had made on the company's social media about trust and integrity in marketing, while she was actively destroying Angela's trust. The third email was the most important one. It went to Jae-min's mother, Mrs. Kim. Mrs. Kim loved Angela. She had told Angela multiple times that she was the daughter she always wanted. She had helped Angela pick out her engagement ring. She had cried tears of joy when Jae-min proposed. Dear Mrs. Kim, I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to inform you that Jae-min and I will not be getting married. The wedding is cancelled. I wanted you to hear this from me directly, rather than through gossip or half-truths. Jae-min has been having an affair with my best friend, Vanessa, for almost a year. They were together while he proposed to me. They continued their relationship while I planned our wedding, with Vanessa pretending to help me as my maid of honor. I have evidence of everything, which I'm happy to share if you don't believe me. I know you raised Jae-min to be better than this, and I'm sorry that he has disappointed both of us. Despite everything, I want you to know that I appreciated your kindness and love during our time together. You were wonderful to me, and I will always be grateful for that. I wish you all the best. With love, Angela. Angela attached the most damning screenshots and hit send on that email too. Then she sat back and waited. It didn't take long. By noon, Angela's phone started ringing. First it was Jae-min. She declined the call. He called again, and again, and again. Finally, he sent a text. Angela, what did you do? My boss just called me into his office. Answer your phone. Angela smiled and blocked his number permanently. Then Vanessa started calling. Angela declined those calls too. Vanessa's texts came flooding in. Angela, please talk to me. My boss is asking me about you. What did you send them? You're ruining my career. Please, Angela, I'm begging you. Angela typed one single response. You ruined my life. Now we're even. Then she blocked Vanessa's number too. Around 2 p.m., Angela's phone rang from an unknown number. She almost didn't answer, but something made her pick up. Hello. Angela, sweetheart, it's Mrs. Kim. Angela's heart clenched. She had expected anger, but Mrs. Kim's voice was gentle and sad. Hi, Mrs. Kim, Angela said softly. I got your email, Mrs. Kim said, her voice thick with emotion. Angela, I am so sorry. I can't believe my son did this to you. You believe me? Angela asked, surprised. Of course I believe you. I know my son, and I know when he's lying. Plus, I called him after reading your email. He confessed everything. Angela felt tears prickling her eyes. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Don't you apologize, Mrs. Kim said firmly. You did nothing wrong. Nothing. My son is the one who should be apologizing. He was raised better than this. Thank you, Angela whispered. I want you to know something, Mrs. Kim continued. You will always be welcome in my home. Always. Jae-min may be my son, but what he did was unforgivable. You deserved so much better. Angela started crying. Real, genuine tears. Not tears of sadness, but tears of relief. Someone believed her. Someone was on her side. Thank you, Angela sobbed. That means everything to me. After they hung up, Angela felt something shift inside her. The anger was still there, but it was mixed with something else now. Peace. 3 days later, Angela was at the grocery store when she literally ran into someone with her shopping cart. I'm so sorry, Angela started, then froze. It was Vanessa. Vanessa looked terrible. Her hair was messy, her eyes were red and swollen, and she had lost weight. She stared at Angela with a mixture of anger, sadness, and desperation. Angela, Vanessa said. Please. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about, Angela said, trying to push her cart past. Vanessa grabbed the cart, stopping her. You destroyed my life. I got put on probation at work. My family found out. Everyone knows what I did. Good, Angela said coldly. You deserve it. I made a mistake, Vanessa cried, her voice rising. People in the store were starting to stare. I'm human. I made a terrible, horrible mistake. But did you have to ruin everything for me? Angela pulled her cart free and stepped closer to Vanessa, her voice low and dangerous. You didn't make a mistake, Angela said. Mistakes are accidents. Mistakes are one-time things. You made a choice. Every single day for 10 months, you chose to betray me. You chose to lie to my face. You chose to sleep with my fiancé while helping me pick out wedding flowers. I know. And I'm sorry, Vanessa sobbed. Sorry doesn't fix this, Angela said. Sorry doesn't give me back the year I wasted planning a fake wedding. Sorry doesn't heal the trust you destroyed. So what, you just get to destroy my entire life? Vanessa demanded. You get to play God and decide my punishment? I didn't destroy your life, Angela said calmly. You did. I just made sure people knew the truth about who you really are. That's not revenge. That's justice. Vanessa's face crumpled. I loved you like a sister. You were my best friend. Then you should have acted like it, Angela said simply. She pushed her cart past Vanessa and walked away, leaving her former best friend crying in the middle of the grocery store. Angela's hands were shaking, but she kept walking. She didn't look back. 2 months later, Angela sat in her newly redecorated apartment. She had painted the walls a soft blue. She had bought new furniture. She had thrown out everything that reminded her of Jae-min. Her apartment looked completely different now. It felt different. It felt like hers. Angela had also started therapy. Her therapist, Dr. Reynolds, was helping her work through the betrayal and rebuild her trust in people. How are you feeling today? Dr. Reynolds had asked during their last session. Stronger, Angela had answered honestly. Still hurt. Still angry sometimes. But stronger. That's good, Dr. Reynolds said with a smile. Healing isn't linear. Some days will be harder than others. But you're doing the work, and that's what matters. Angela had also reconnected with old friends she had lost touch with. Real friends. Friends who had been angry on her behalf when they found out what happened. Friends who took her out, made her laugh, and reminded her that not everyone was a liar. Her phone buzzed with a text from her friend Tasha. Girls' night tomorrow? Wine, pizza, and terrible reality TV? Angela smiled and typed back, I'm in. 1 month later, Angela sat in a coffee shop, laughing with Tasha. And then he actually said, I didn't know cats could climb that high. Tasha finished her story, making Angela laugh so hard she almost spit out her coffee. You're ridiculous, Angela giggled. As she wiped tears of laughter from her eyes, a man approached their table. Excuse me, he said with a warm smile. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just had to tell you that you have the most beautiful laugh I've ever heard. Angela looked up at him. He was handsome, with kind eyes and a genuine smile. Thank you, she said, blushing slightly. I'm Daniel, he said, extending his hand. Angela, she replied, shaking it. Would it be too forward to ask if I could buy you coffee sometime? Daniel asked. Angela hesitated. Her first instinct was to say no. To protect herself. To never trust anyone again. But then she remembered what Dr. Reynolds had told her. Don't let your past pain rob you of future joy. Angela smiled. I'd like that. As Daniel walked away with her number, Tasha squealed. Girl. He was cute. He was, Angela agreed. She didn't know if Daniel would be the one. She didn't know if she was ready for a relationship. She didn't know what the future held. But for the first time in months, Angela felt hope. Hope that she could trust again. Hope that she could love again. Hope that her best days weren't behind her, but ahead of her. Angela had been broken, but she had put herself back together. And the new Angela was stronger, wiser, and more beautiful than ever before. She had learned the hardest lesson. That sometimes the people you love most can hurt you the deepest. But she had also learned that she could survive that pain and come out stronger on the other side. As Angela left the coffee shop that day, the sun was shining, birds were singing, and she felt truly happy for the first time in a long time. Her story didn't have a fairy tale ending with a perfect wedding. But it had something better. It had a new beginning. And this time, Angela was the author of her own story. The end. Angela got her revenge, found her strength, and opened her heart to new possibilities. Her betrayal became her breakthrough. Her pain became her power. What did you think of Angela's journey? Comment, Queen, if you think she handled it perfectly. And let us know, would you have done the same thing? Thank you so much for following Angela's story. If you loved this emotional roller coaster, subscribe to this channel to support our growth. We bring you powerful, dramatic, real-life stories every week. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment telling us what story you want to hear next. Your support means everything to us.